Hey guys, Melissa here, back at it with another video. Today I'm going to be taking a spin, same as last time, the Mariposa Trail, but today is super special because today I'm going to be testing out my new coil shock on my Levo. So I ordered a coil shock from Push Industries and I've ridden it 2 or 3 times now. So I'm going to be riding that today, but I can't wait to show you guys. So let's go take a look at it before I go. All right, so here it is. Coil shock from Push Industries that I just got about 2 weeks ago. Super stoked on it so far. As you can see, just kind of a standard coil shock. I will say though that it does have the lockout option there, so depending on which orientation you have that little arrow, it can be stiffer or more plush. But yeah, super stoked so far. This is awesome. My first ride on it, difference was like night and day. Super plush, just makes you feel absolutely glued to the ground. So not so much popping up as with the air shock that I previously had on this bike, the Levo. Yeah, long term, I think it's going to be way better maintenance wise. You're not going to have to maintain these the same way that you would an air shock. And also, yeah, they actually dial this thing in to you specifically. So when you go to Push's website, you actually plug in your weight, plug in your riding style, the specific bike that you ride, everything, and they actually take all that into consideration when they make these, which is epic. So it's literally designed for you, for your bike, for everything. Takes all that stuff into consideration, and it's been amazing so far, honestly. Between this and swapping out the carbon bars, which I did like 2 years ago, shortly after getting this bike, game changer. That's all I can say. So we're gonna go take it out for the little backyard spin, at least backyard, that's what I call it, Irish Hills. All right, so here we are behind Costco again. Looks like it's pretty busy today. Everybody getting their gas, off work. Right here. Well, you saw it. I've been practicing my bunny hops because I get, oh my gosh, look at all this trash. Jesus. Look how clean this up. Why is so much trash right there? I have been practicing my bunny hops, so yeah, I mean, heck, it doesn't make sense to like walk yourself over a curb all the time if you can avoid it, right? I don't know why, I just have this like irrational fear of like hopping over a curb like that, because I feel like my timing's gonna be off and I'm gonna like, you know, hit the curb, basically go flying forward. I have gone over the handlebars before. It is not fun at all. So anyways, but yeah, I gotta get over that fear. That is so pretty. I rode Pismo Preserve. That was like, not yesterday, I think, yeah, 2 days ago. So, yeah, Tuesday. It was the same day that the Art Cycle redoes their Taco Tuesday ride, which I think I mentioned in the last video. But yeah, I decided to go hit Pismo Preserve. And the funny thing that happened was, I did not know this. It was not planned at all, but they, I guess, had the preserve closed that same day and the day before, whoops, and they were doing maintenance on the trails. So when I went over there, I noticed, I was like, Jesus, it's empty. Normally when you go to Pismo Preserve, like the parking lot's really full, and you know, you either have to circle around or there usually is like one parking spot left or something. But it was like more than half empty, and I'm like, oh great, awesome, we'll have the place to ourselves today. So I took off, and then I was noticing like, dang, the trail looks great, super manicured. I could tell that they had cut back the brush in a couple spots, and just in general it looked really, really nice. And then I found out later when I went on Instagram, I was scrolling, and then I saw the Pismo Preserve had done an update, and they basically said, thanks for your patience as we, you know, worked on the trail and then reopened it today. And I was like, oh wow, basically the first person to hit this, more or less, right? There's only a handful of other people on bikes out there, and I was able to sit at that bench that's at the very top and just take it in for like, oh, like a full 10 minutes. Not a hiker, not a biker passed me by. It was lovely. So anyways, that happened. Been riding my Stumpy as well. Try to ride it at least once or twice a week. I also, since the last video, I hiked up Madonna. This was not this week, but last week. Oh my god. I was literally, I'm not playing with you guys right now when I say that I hiked Madonna on Wednesday of last week, and I pretty much jogged the whole way down because that's fun. And I'm doing this on purpose because I think that hiking more will really improve my bike riding skills. I know this from the past, by the way. It's not like I don't, you know, we have to keep reminding ourselves in life, we forget things, right? So yeah, I hiked Madonna. No joke, I was like crippled until Saturday. Oh my god. So I'm like, dang, well, that's a little bit sobering. So anyways, I felt better on the bike this week though, so you know, little improvements. Hiking up hills, that is, in my opinion, a cornerstone of fitness. If you have hills, of course. If you don't, there's other things you can do, but for me it's always been hiking up steep hills all day. So I'm hoping that if I could keep doing that and stay consistent on my bike, that I could become stronger and better. So right now I have the coil shock, it's open. It's not in the lockdown position. Honestly, on an e-bike, I don't think it really is a big difference whether or not you lock it out. On an acoustic bike, yeah, I could see that. But up until this point, I've been kind of going back and forth. I've been doing some rides uphill with it locked out, and other rides with it not locked out. Oops. Oh gosh, that was not fun. Wow. Okay, And honestly, I don't really see the difference. Like I said, not on the e-bike. I could see how on an acoustic bike, yeah. Because, you know, all that movement, you know, it's energy. Can't deny that. But on an e-bike, don't really see a big difference. But I can say, oh my goodness, the support though. This thing, it's almost hard to put into words, honestly. It really is. Game changer, like I said. Oh gosh, okay. That was my bad. Screwed up the timing going through there, which happens. Oh, okay. All right. I will say, riding, I took my Stumpy up here 2 weeks ago and did this ride. Man, really gives you some perspective about like your skill level, you know, truly what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. Like, I'm not in the best shape, right? So when I come out here on my acoustic bike, oh my gosh, it's so much harder to ride over these rocks. You have to be really, really on it with timing and with keeping momentum. And so the e-bike just makes it so much more enjoyable on that front. But that's why I'm riding the acoustic bike too, because I want to be good, at least as good as I can be in my capacity. But yeah, it's tough. It is no joke. Not pretty. Alright. another thing I have not been good at that I need to practice, you guys. Uphill starts. Never been my forte. This is not a super uphill right here, so it's not really like super hard, but I need to practice that. That's a skill right there that I don't know what it is about it. I just struggle getting the bike going again uphill. I'm watching some videos, different things, kind of angling the bike and whatnot. But yeah, that is for sure amongst my many weaknesses, that is definitely one of them. Whew, man. It's lush out here. Still loving the grips. These grips are amazing. Next and probably last upgrade to this bike for a while, my wallet is hoping. Let me be clear, it's not me, it's my wallet, okay? But pedals. For sure pedals, 100%. Because right now I've got these, and you know, they've been good. They're good. They're just, I do like the, you know, the metal ones better. So anyways, trying to keep the theme. Probably gonna go with purple. Yeah, so that's next. But that's another couple $100. And after this and the other things that I've done, you know, it's not that hard. Pretty soon it's easy to do $10,000 in upgrades. No, I'm just kidding. You're usually not going to spend that much in upgrade, but I mean, the sky's the limit. You could keep going. But seriously, coil shock, handle, bars, yeah, this was crazy. The bars, I must say, when I put these on and rode these the first time, it was literally like the dampening, it was so obvious compared to the aluminum bars that this bike came with. So like reduction in arm pump, all that stuff, it just felt so much better. Like coming down the first rocky descent, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So anyways, yeah, some things are totally worth it, right? There's other upgrades where it's like, that's like just for aesthetic value or whatever, but some of these things are like super functional. So I am not an expert by any stretch on air shocks, coil shocks, all that stuff, right? So I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what the heck I'm talking about. So if I misspeak or say something that doesn't quite make sense, forgive me, I am not the expert. But I do have a rudimentary understanding of air shocks, coil shocks, how they work. And so it's my understanding that a air shock, it's got seals on the inside, right? And there's some friction associated with those seals. And when you're riding bike with an air shock, like, you have to kind of overcome that barrier of friction for the shock to engage and, you know, start working. So I feel like I noticed that a lot when I was riding with mine, where it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as supportive, whereas the coil shock, this push industry shock, you know, even going uphill, not in lockout, I feel super supported over all the little, you know, rocks and little rollers and stuff. So it's very supportive, whereas because, you know, like a coil shock, they say it's a linear progression, whereas an air shock is not. And so the air shock to me felt more rigid. The other downside for someone like me, this is not everybody, but me specifically, air shock, a lot of tuning involved. And honestly, you guys, that's something I don't feel like I really understand. Mind you, I know it can be done. It's my fault for not taking more time to, you know, invest into that. So I will 100% take that and say, hey, I didn't do as good of a job as I could have done. But at the same time, you buy this one and it's ready to go, man. They tune it for you. They take, like I said, into consideration, you know, your weight, your riding style, the bike that you ride, all that stuff. So, heck, out the box, it's ready to go. No tuning needed, no messing around. For someone like me, that's worth a lot. All right, let's see if we can get over some of these spots that I usually can't, so. Oh man, I did that same thing last week. Right there. That's okay. I'll get it. Here. Okay. This right here gets me. Okay. So pretty. Not too windy over here either. So hopefully this is not too much. I think that should be good. I don't want to go too crazy with it and then have it be like you're staring up there. So anyways, if this doesn't work, then I'll keep working on it until I get it to where it needs to be. So anyways, I've been working on a couple of lines that are here the last couple times I've ridden it, so let's take a look. Let's see. Over here, it's better to go down over here. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what right now. Definitely a difference with the coil shock. Now it makes the front end feel harsh. Of course, right? There's the next big expensive upgrade. Coil shock on the front. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, ouch. No, it didn't really hurt, but I always say ouch because, God, that sound is just terrible. Oh. hate pedal strikes, you guys. Hate it. Hate, hate, hate. Still have not gotten those shorter cranks. I think I mentioned that in the last video. So anyways, once those get here, I'm hoping to have less pedal strikes. All right, not too bad. Not too bad coming through there. That was okay. Feel pretty good. It's crazy because I was thinking about it, and I have come down this trail. As I mentioned before, this is a trail that I never thought I would be able to do. So the fact that I'm out here doing it is already way better than I could have hoped for myself. But I did this with my Stumpy, which is like 20-30 pounds lighter, I think, than the Levo. Oops. And that was the best run that I've had down here. I mean, I was just like kind of floating over everything that day. So I definitely think that weight plays in on confidence level. The Stumpy is a really light bike, so I don't know, I just feel like I felt really good on that run. I gotta keep doing it though, because that's only one sample, right? So I don't want to base my opinion just off that one. Maybe, you know, whatever, I had a great breakfast that day. I don't know, who knows, right? Who knows why I felt so good that particular time. But all the other times on the Levo, it's just, you know, get off and walk where I don't feel good about riding, and that's just kind of how that goes. So anyways, gotta keep doing it either way. I will say this particular ride though, this little backyard spin here, this one takes me like, I don't know, 20 minutes longer, something like that on the Stumpy. So oops, keep doing that, sorry. But yeah, it takes a lot longer because I'm out here dying. So all right, well, let's see how I do. Oops. Oh geez, that wasn't a good sound. I always catch the back of my pedal on my pants, and I need to stop doing that because there's little like breathing holes, and they're kind of getting shredded a little bit. That's not good. I want these to last. So anyways, oh man, I will say the lighting not optimal this time of day over here. MFing okay, that rock right there. We've been joking about that because that stupid rock. Let me look at this line. Oh my god, look at that. See, let me show you right now. Duh, why wouldn't you just come down through there? Seriously, you know what, screw it. This right here, man, that messes up the whole trail. I'm joking about coming over here and freaking hacking that thing down or something. Right in the middle of the trail. So let me see. Yeah, that would make the most sense, wouldn't it? I wonder if I should come in and then just kind of go through that little gap. Okay, well, let's see. All right, so So much better. All right. Yes. Okay. Not so much better right there. Whoop. Okay. Cool. No, that was way better. Okay. Awesome. Sick. I'm doing that from now on. Because, yeah, screw that rock. So much better. If I could just do that now and like get my little flow through that part of the trail and then come down here, I feel like it's gonna be way better. Ooh, this one trips me out. And now because like I said, the shadow this time of day right here, this trail, not optimal for, you know, it's just like you get distracted. I feel like I get distracted by my own shadow. So anyways, I'm gonna play it safe through here today again. Just walk through this. Can I get through that? Oh, it should be okay. Ooh, that is a steep one. So this one here, I feel like I do go over this, but I suppose you could go to the left right there. So, you know, just keep scoping out the lines. But yeah, let me tell you, you just feel freaking glued to the ground with this coil shot. I mean, I just feel so much more in control. Epic. That's all I can say. Outside. Yucky rocks down here. That was fun. Over. There we go. Ooh, that wasn't very nice. That was on me. Way too slow. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Also, I'm gonna, you always put your bell on through here. I've chastised other people for that, so I need to practice what I preach. Oh boy. This thing, there we go. Gotta be courteous. I used to hike up this trail a lot, and I know I'd appreciate it if somebody was blasting down here, which I'm not exactly blasting, but it's nice to know that it's coming. Oh man, I've been hearing that the local trails are just absolutely infested with ticks right now. Luckily, I haven't gotten any ticks in a minute, but I always check now to get back home. I do not want a tick on me if I can avoid it. Have you guys ever had a tick embedded in you? I have not, but my dad has had like 3 or 4 different occasions. Whew, that was tight. 3 or 4 different occasions he's had a tick in him. Didn't catch it in time, and so it got in. Oh man, that is gross. So gross. At some point, you know, you have to kind of like go to the doctor. All those weird remedies, oh, put a stake over it, you know, burn it out with a match. I don't know about that. I've tried those things. None of them work. Now for the IQ test. So we've been postulating that right pedal down is the right way to do this. So, oops. It's tough, you gotta start it out right. Get the pedal in first. So derailleur passes through, upper pedal gets through, there you go. Freaking IQ test. Sick! That was super sick. Honestly, you guys, I am stoked. Now that I know to go on that right side line around that big rock, I mean, it's so freaking obvious. I never even, it's like when I go down the trail, it's like I know that rock is there. It's like my arch nemesis, you know? So it's like I'm already thinking about it. And like, target fixation is a real thing, you guys. Like, literally. So like, I look down, I'm staring at the rock. I'm not staring at anything else. Terrible, terrible. It's just gonna like draw you right into it every single time. So I gotta stop doing that. Especially for something that I know is there and I want to avoid. Oh my gosh, turkeys! Look! Turkeys! Don't go! No, don't go! You're so cute! Hello! They make this really cute sound that's not like the sound, but it's like the, I can't even really mimic it, but it's like a really high-pitched. They're so funny. They are literally like little dinosaurs.